Jones making videos about leaving religion. The purpose of the videos is to get you to think. Turn your brains on and think. And use logic and use reason and realize that religion is fake. All right, people. It's hard for me to do these videos. Work and have a life. So, well, here I am. Today is November 28th, 2021. And I just want to speak on a few things, all at random, because sometimes I feel like I've covered so many topics and subjects, it's hard to come up with something new to talk about. I mean, without talking about the same things, you know. Been doing this now, what, 4 years? So, here we go. And I try not to get too much into politics and a lot of other things that might be, I don't know the word I want to say. Controversial, you know what I'm saying? So, because the channel is really just about religion. It might end up changing, but what I want to speak on, like I said, and one of my random things is, just recently there was the Ahmaud Arbery murder case, where he was killed by, it was one man, but it was 3 other guys there, you know. If you don't know the story, just check it out. And surprisingly, all 3 were found guilty. So the trial is not what I wanted to talk about. The thing I wanted to talk about was the responses of people, you know. And I watched it on television because it was like breaking news. It was on the radio. I heard it in the car. And later I watched on the news, and they showing the people talking about the trial and the outcome. And, you know, like I said, it just grind my gears when they saying, praise God. You know, God is good. Won't he do it? God did it. And I'm thinking, what about the prosecution team? Do they account for anything? What about the video? What about the jurors? And what about the cases where people were not found guilty when they were clearly guilty with videos and all types of evidence? So it's annoying. I mean, I lie to you not. It's annoying hearing people give credit to an imaginary character, God or Jesus, when they have done absolutely nothing. You give people a 50-50 shot, and if it falls their way, then they think that their God is all powerful and all good. But what do you tell Trayvon Martin's mother? What do you tell all of those mothers and families whose child was killed wrongly, and the killers walked? Nobody's saying, oh, well, praise God, I mean, he's good. And yeah, they'll get him in hell. He'll get his when he dies. I mean, it's just annoying. I go on social media, and I'm thinking the people who need to be thanked. Real people who did the real work, and not this imaginary mythical creature who does absolutely nothing. You know, it's annoying hearing grown people in 2021, with all the information that is available to us, still thanking imaginary gods, still believing their situation is going to magically change by an imaginary God. And it doesn't. It does not. If you want something to change, you have to do something. Ain't no imaginary God gonna come and do something. I see, and you know, and I put an article online that poverty is linked to religion. Or shall I say, a lot of religious people are poor. See, they want false hope. They want to think that they're going to get their come up by doing nothing. They want that. But it does not happen. You can't get out here and, I'm just saying, you start a business, the business becomes successful, and you come up. What are you thanking God for? Did he advertise your business? Did he put money into that business? Did he give you knowledge of that business? No. You had to go out and do all the footwork, all the research. You had to put in all the long hours, all the hard work, and then in the end want to think a being that you've never seen, never audibly heard. It's just, to me, it's insanity, really. I guess because so many people believe in religion is the only reason they don't classify it as mental insanity. But if somebody comes along worshiping something else, they're gonna admit them into a psych ward. When they come talking about the great Moomba is coming, he's coming back, the great Moomba, they're gonna, no, you crazy. But when you think it's Jesus, and I get tired of hearing people talk about Jesus coming back. How long you gonna keep doing the he's coming back thing? He hasn't come back because he never came. It's not gonna happen. How long are people gonna keep imposing their beliefs on everybody else? Now I got to go to your hell in your mind because it makes you feel better. Because I don't believe the nonsense that you're spewing. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. You sit here and you believe something, and then if someone says, no, I don't believe in God, now they have to make up an excuse why this person doesn't believe in God to satisfy themselves. Has nothing to do with the real reason of the person, because as an adult, you can ask, and it's not like you're asking a 2-year-old, does it hurt? Is it your head? Is it your stomach? What's wrong? Your leg hurt? Baby, what's wrong? You're asking grown people, why did you leave religion? And they tell you, well, I researched and found out that it's, none of it is true. It's all based in mythology, and it was stolen from older cultures. So then they're going to say, so you're mad at God? Somebody in the church hurt you? See, because I just told you why I left. As an adult talking to another adult, why can't you accept what I just told you? What I told you is why I left religion. But in their minds, that does not compute. They kick that out. It can't be that. Cannot be that you researched. Because we had a Bible that I haven't read. We have the Bible that I'm not going to say I haven't read myself. I've been through the whole Bible. I'm just saying the people talking haven't read the whole Bible. And even if some of them say, I read the whole Bible, you read it with bias. You read it already believing something before you read it. And did you even did you get out of the Bible to find out what was really going on outside of the Bible? The Bible is like Narnia. The Bible is a world going on not in this world. It's a fictional storybook that brings in some historical people, a few historical accounts, but the book itself cannot be reliable as history. And I'll watch all these, I know I'm talking, y'all gotta understand. And I know I watch certain programs and they want to bring in, when I hear bring in, as it says in the Bible, and I'm like, y'all don't realize when you do this, you're making a lot of people listening think that the Bible is real because in your program you just mentioned it, but not mention all of the nonsense and inaccurate things that are in the Bible. So if I wrote a fictional story, perfect example, Spider-Man lives in New York. So because Spider-Man lives in New York is an actual place, does not make Spider-Man real. It doesn't make Spider-Man real. If Spider-Man met President Joe Biden, it still doesn't make Spider-Man real. Spider-Man is still just a fictional character, and it's placed in an actual place, but the character himself is still fictional. So when we go to the Bible, and we can go all the way back from Adam to Eve, all the way back to Enoch, all the way back to Methuselah, Noah, we could go on through Moses, go on through Joshua. All of these people are fictional characters, and in a lot of the places mentioned, they never existed. Some of the places existed after the fact, which lets us know that whoever wrote the story later, because at the time they're saying this person existed, that city did not exist. So they had to have written that story at this time, because at this point in history, this place was not a place. It didn't exist. So we have scholars and educated people who have figured this out. But like I'm saying, I'm going back. So all the way back to Ahmaud Arbery. And just looking online at how many people keep talking about thanking God for nothing. They're thanking God for what? People. So you piss on the people who did the work and say thank God. That's not how this works. That is not how anything works. It's not. If you want to go buy a car, go in to buy that car with a 400 credit score, no down payment, and no job. Now, if they give you the car, I will be shocked. But tell them God told you that they was going to give you a car. And tell me what dealership going to give you that car based on what your credit score is, your lack of down payment, your lack of employment, but your 100% faith. Please let me know who's going to give you that car. Please let me know who's going to finance that car. Who's going to give you the money to buy that car? Because if you do that, you're sitting on something we all need to know. Then after you get that car, you're going to have to make that car note. You're going to have to pay that car insurance, because in fact, you're not leaving the lot until that car is insured. So let's put your God to the test. Show me something like that. Put your God to the test and tell everybody how you went to the you went to the car dealership with a 400 credit score, no down payment, no job, got the brand new car insured and off the lot, and made the payments every month. And he never repossessed it. Let us all know, because it's something we're missing out here. And that you told them God said they were going to give you a car. Put that in there. Put that in. And please, please let me know, anybody who ever went to a car dealership, I'm not saying it hasn't happened because I don't know everything, but please let me know if anybody watching this video or anybody you watched the video who's heard of anybody where they went in and their numbers weren't right, but told the sales rep, God told me y'all were going to give me a car, and that held water. And that was enough for the people to be like, oh, God said it. God said it. Nobody cares when you say God said if you don't have a number. Those of you that watch the news, which I watch it rarely, I mean, you know, here in Atlanta, and I'm just going to throw this in right quick, we lost on our Channel 2 News in Atlanta, we lost the anchor, Jovita Moore, passed away from brain cancer. Was it a brain tumor? It was one of them, brain cancer, brain tumor. Beautiful woman, young. She was like 53, 52, 53. And I watched the news because she was on it. I mean, honest, really, she was beautiful. And she left, and they had the surgery, and thought she'd return, and shocked everybody that she passed away, you know. So that's my shout out, rest in peace to Jovita Moore. Beautiful woman. Beautiful black woman, let me say that. Red bone, a beautiful black woman. But how many times did you watch the news and they talk about God? You know, a hurricane coming, but God stopped it. Flood came, but God stopped it. Ice storm came, God intervened. Oh, somebody tried to steal a car, but as it was going to steal it, angels came and intervened. People were shot at, but nobody was killed. Why? Because God sent his angels to intervene. Store was robbed and the owner wasn't killed. Why? Because the angels showed up, returned the money, and nobody was harmed. When do we hear this on the news? On the news, they talk about real life. They never talk about God. They might talk about pastors. They might talk about clergy and churches, but they do not talk about God. And why can't we, not we, but I'm just saying in general, why can't people see that, you know why they don't talk about any gods? Because it's not news, because they're not real. Never. Why don't police departments have prophets on the payroll? We're going to go talk to prophet such and such. Why don't y'all have prophets or seers that can solve cases for them? Why? Because they know absolutely nothing that's useful. I'm telling you, you're going through something, but God said you're going to overcome. It's not a prophecy. That's just the fact that you're going through something like everybody does, and you're not going to give up, and you're going to get through that something, only for another something to happen later. That's just life. That's like, I paid my mortgage this month. Well, what are you getting happy for? Because that joint coming right back in 30 days. I paid my power bill. I paid this, I paid that. Good, you paid it, but guess what? In 30 days, you're going to have to pay it all over again. That's life. That's life. And then people talk about miracles. I'll tell them, ain't no such thing as a miracle. A miracle, especially to religious people, is something you're too lazy to find out what actually happened. That's what a miracle is. A miracle is when certain things just happen just right so that it wasn't bad. So that it wasn't bad. That's all it was. Somebody shot bullets. Oh, and nobody got hit. It was a miracle nobody got hit. No, the bullets didn't go in the direction where people were, so nobody got hit. That's not a miracle, but we don't call it a miracle when the people get hit. Hit by stray bullets. That happens. So don't call it a miracle because they didn't get hit. Oh, and they love to throw in miracles in medical situations because we can't fully understand the body, and the body is designed to heal itself. So of course, it's going to always try to heal itself. That's what bodies do. You have reptiles that lose a tail and they'll grow it back. You have an octopus that loses a tentacle. They grow it back. They have jellyfish that they call immortal jellyfish because their cells constantly renew themselves, that the animal does not get old and die. It's an immortal jellyfish. Can it be eaten by predators? Yes, but if not eaten by predators and left at sea, this jellyfish will not die. You understand this? It's not miracles. It's just things people don't understand. No such thing as a miracle. Bodies are made to heal themselves. You don't get a cut and pray to God about it that it heals. You just you clean it, put some hydrogen, what is it called? I can't even think what it's called. I like to use alcohol. I be liking to burn. Hydrogen peroxide. You put something on it, put a Band-Aid on it, and you know it's going to heal because that's what your body does. That's what it does. I don't have to get a surgery and pray that it heals. The body already starts healing when they seal it up. That's what it does. It heals. Oh, such and such had cancer, they didn't have it. Well, the body was trying to rid itself of the cancer anyway. Did they change? Did it die? Did anything change? There are certain things, it's not called a miracle. You just might not know what it's called. They didn't used to know what lightning was. Lightning. Now they know what lightning is. Is it a miracle? No. Is it a God behind the lightning? No. They didn't know about tectonic plates shifting, causing tsunamis and other things. Now we know that's what happens. Is it a miracle? No. We know what it is. Right. Correct. Things happen. We didn't know what it was, and now we do. The Mayans, I believe it was, they killed somebody every day to let the sun come up. But then the sun was coming up anyway. It's not a miracle. It's life. Oh, somebody having a baby, it's a miracle. People have babies every day. That's natural. That's not a miracle. That is nature. It's natural to have babies, for anything to reproduce. It's not a miracle. It's natural. They want to call stuff a miracle because they don't want to actually break things down. And if they break it down and find out how it happens, guess what gets eliminated from the equation in that miracle? Guess what gets eliminated? Their God. We found out now in this equation, guess what? Your God is irrelevant. It's just nature. This is what happens. So they always have to pull God back. Well, when God made it this way, so that's why it happens. No, it's just what happens. And somebody taught you some mess about a God, and now you believe the mess, but the God don't help you. You help you, and other people help you. People call people for favors. They call people for favors. When you need money, you'll borrow from a bank, which is just a bank. You will borrow it from a family member, or I don't know, either you hide it somewhere, you got some extra money, or you work. I'm just saying, nobody prays and the money just drop out the sky. God, an angel show up. Here go that $125 you needed. God got you. Don't even worry about paying it back. That doesn't happen. That does not happen because we see angels all over the place dropping off money. And then for real, you can't get nothing out here to eat at a fast food place or nothing because ain't nobody going to work. Why? Because God got them. And then you'll see angels dropping off money all day long. Side note, I saw McDonald's today myself, first time. Hiring up to $18 an hour. McDonald's, I was like, dang, ain't that something? You know you ain't getting 40 hours. I know that you ain't getting 40 hours. But, hey, I don't know your situation. I'm just saying you're working. And I ain't gonna say that, never mind. God. And then people get mad and they come to you and ask you to borrow some money and know you the one don't believe in God. And when I ask you for money, well, why don't you just ask your God for it? You done told me I'm going to hell, so why give you my money? Ask your God who's good all the time for the money. What you coming to a heathen like me for? I mean, isn't your God all powerful? He made you, me, he made everything. So evidently he made the material that made the money. So why are you in my face, the heathen, asking for money when you the one who the child of this God? Is it wrong to tell him, well, ask God for it? No, ask God for it. Prove me wrong and ask God for the money. Do that. But they can't do that. Why? Because they know, like you know, like I know, it ain't gonna happen. You can't pay bills with, hey, I'm a child of God. I don't have the money for the power bill this month. I'm a child of God. Can y'all just charge it to the game? Nope. Eventually your power getting cut off. Your power getting cut off. I was talking with this lady, and religious lady, who it's hard for me to talk to people that talk God all the time. It gets on my nerves. It's just annoying. Especially people who I don't really have to be around like that, you know? They're not really in my life, so I don't really have to deal with them, so. You know, you ain't gonna take one day out the week to give time to your creator. I can't pay, I said, God gonna pay my bills? Well, if God ain't paying my bills, guess what? I got to work. So until he pays something, what am I praising him for? Praising him for what? What did he do? What did he do? You get praised for doing things. You get praised for winning the fight. You get praised for winning the football game. You get praised for winning the basketball game. You get praised for getting the gold trophy or the gold medal. You get praised when you do something. You get praised for winning the war. You don't get praised for being. So, and he ain't even being. He ain't proven to be a being. So why would I waste any time of my day going to church or praying or wasting any of my time for something that doesn't have time to show me it even exists? So waste my time when it ain't wasting none of its time. If it ain't wasting none of its time, after a while, common sense will tell me that thing just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And then they describe God in a way which means something that does not exist. It's beyond space and time. It's not physical. You can't observe it and all of that. Well, you just described something that does not exist. So why would I waste my time on something that does not exist? And you can't prove it exists. It's a whole person that you can't prove exists. A whole person. You want to know if I exist? Well, I bet y'all watched the video. I can show up. I can make a phone call. I can do a FaceTime. I can do a Skype, a video chat, anything. I can do it. I can write a letter. I can put a post on a social media platform. I can do something that multiple people can see and know that I exist. It's only the theists that make stupid things like, well, you made that, but do you really exist? So you're replying to me, which implies that you saw what I said. Unlike your imaginary friend who cannot even do that. Your imaginary friend can't even make a post, can't make an appearance, can't do anything to prove to be real. And you play these stupid games with believers because they will do everything to not accept the truth. The truth. And what's the truth? You can't prove nothing you believe. That's why you believe it. You believe it because it can't be proven. You believe it. It is not something simple like, I believe, I can run a mile in 5 minutes. Something that could probably happen. Something factual, something probable, something that's not mythical, something that's not impossible, something that's never been witnessed before, shall I say. Something crazy, raising somebody from the dead, something crazy. But you believe things that cannot be proven. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Who was there to witness this? Oh, well, God told it to Moses. But before I mention the fact that Moses is fictional, nobody named Moses wrote that. That was tradition that told you Moses wrote that. Now that we know that no character named Moses wrote that, what makes that real when no one was there to witness it? Let's think if it was in court. Would this stuff stand in court? Well, Your Honor, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. I object. What are you objecting to? Who saw it? Well, somebody told us that. But who saw it? But nobody was created yet to see it. So then how do we know it's true? Because God said it. Let's bring God to the stand. Bring God to the stand. Put him on the stand. And let's question God about this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Well, that's going to be a problem. Why? Because we can't bring God to the stand. Why? Because God don't have to do what you say do. And we don't have to believe what you think we have to believe about this God. Now, if he can't do this, we ain't going to do that. He can't show he exists, then we not going to believe in no crap about this God. First, establish this God. Other than that, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. It's not real. It's not admissible. That's just a blank statement with no backing to it, because if it was in the beginning, who was there to witness it, to record it? It's not real. Man, let that sink in. Let that sink in. I'm gonna watch this football game. That ain't gonna happen. And God you had an evening and a morning was the first day. When evenings and mornings are determined by the sun. But yet a sun is not created till the fourth day. So how did you have an evening and a morning with no sun? That's like if you don't have a clock and you look out the window and you see it's still dark, you know it's still nighttime. When you start to see the sunrise, then you know it's morning. Oh, the sun's coming up. Sunrise, right? You know you see the sun coming up. In the evening, how do you know it's evening? Because the sun is setting. The sun is setting. That's how we know it's evening. How do you have a evening and a morning without a sunset and a sunrise? Common sense, people. Common sense. These people didn't know what they were writing about. They weren't writing something that was factual. They was writing something that was fictional. They were writing a story without understanding a whole lot of things, because they didn't even know that the sun was a star. And they made the sun so important because it's important here. The two most important orbits we have, the most important is the sun. We have the sun and the moon, then they said the stars. Because from your view here, stars are just lighted dots in the sky. But you did not know that the sun was a star? But God made this, but didn't tell them? Made the stars so insignificant. So the stars are bigger than our sun, but it took you one day to make the sun, moon, and the billions of stars, but took 6 days to finish creation? When the earth is, when you can fit 1.4 million earths into the sun, but it took you one day to make the sun, moon, and stars that are way bigger than the sun, but 6 days to do earth. Common sense will tell you these are just stories. Mythical, fictional, folklore, traditional stories. They're not real. And let me slide this in before I forget again. People, listen to me and heed this advice. If you come across believers of religions, Christianity, Islam, those are the main two anyway, right? Of everything. And if people are believing the content, and I deal mainly with the Bible because I didn't deal with Islam. You know why you don't see all this about Islam? Because I wasn't Muslim. I wasn't tortured mentally by the Muslim religion about going to hell and having anxiety attacks about burning forever, and I gotta live right, and I can't sin against this imaginary God. So that's why I go against the Christianity, because I know the Bible. I don't know the Quran like I know the Bible. But let me say this, because most of y'all here probably, some of you came out of Islam and maybe other religions, but I'm saying the main ones, the main two, or the main three, is what? The Abrahamic ones, right? Christianity, Islam, Judaism, which undoubtedly Jews might be here. Judaism people, whatever. If they are, good. But listen, if you're dealing with a person that believes the Bible is true, don't try to speak with them. It's pointless. Hear me when I'm telling you this. I don't care how you try it. It's not gonna work. Do not try to talk rational. Do not try to talk sense to a person that believes the Bible stories are real. Because once you hit you can talk to them about other things. But once y'all come into the arena of religion and try to convince them or show them facts, it's pointless. They believe a man really went into a den full of hungry lions and stayed there all night, and the lions didn't eat them. Pure mythology. Soon as a hungry lion see you, he's going to pounce on you. She is going to pounce on you and kill you and eat you. That's what they do. When you think a man lived inside of a whale for 3 days, what whale? And the biggest whales eat krill. They don't even have an opening big enough to fit a person. And you ain't living, and it said, of course, in Job it says a great fish. Then in the New Testament, probably Matthew, I'm not sure, it said, one of them says a whale. What were they in that let them sit there for 3 days and didn't devour them and then spit them up on land? You can go on YouTube and see videos about this. The big whales, they had a whale swallow the man. They got a video, and the guy said as soon as it swallowed him, it spit it right back out. It's just like if you swallowed a bug. If you ride your bicycle and a bug go in your mouth, you ain't gonna ride with that bug in your mouth for 3 days before you spit it out. It's not supposed to be there. So as soon as it hits your mouth, you immediately, what the fuck was that? You're gonna spit it out. You're not gonna, the bug gonna hit you and you ride around for 3 days with something in your mouth you don't eat. And if it's something you don't eat, you're not gonna have it in your mouth for 3 days. 3 days. And then, with most whales, they have multiple stomachs, or one stomach or multiple stomachs. You're not going to have oxygen to live inside of that whale. You're going to be in hydrochloric acid being slowly dissolved. So people that believe these stories do not have they don't have no reason. You can't reason with them. They don't have any reasoning. No reasoning. We believe this. We have great empires, or had great empires. Assyria was a great empire. And when Sennacherib took over after his father, according to the Bible, I mean, it's in the Bible, but it's a historical fact that Sennacherib became the king of Assyria. But according to the Bible, his army was destroyed by angels. That's fictional. Egypt was a superpower. Oh, Egypt, the whole army of Egypt, the massive army of Egypt, all got drowned in the Red Sea because it was parted with dry ground on the bottom. Dry ground. And then it drowned the Egyptians. These are if you believe in this stuff, I can't talk to you like a rational human, like a rational adult. The Babylonians, you had Nebuchadnezzar. In Nebuchadnezzar, you're going to say that God made him crazy for 7 years while he walked around like an animal, eating, his beard grew and his nails was like claws. No, it didn't happen. No, none of this happens. None of this happens. So why didn't God do anything to the Persians or the Romans, who were the most despised when this stuff was written? The Romans were in charge. Look, if I'm living in Rome and being oppressed by Rome, what do I care about the Assyrians that was thousands of years before me? The Babylonians, the Egyptians, the Medes, the Persians. What do I care about them now? I'm going to be writing and talking about the people who are oppressing me now, which is Rome, which is what we call now the New Testament. Who was the supposed bad guys? Rome. But even if you read the New Testament, Rome made the New Testament in such a way that they might have been the oppressors, but the bad guys in the book were the Pharisees and the Sadducees. In the Gospels, let me say that especially. The bad people in the book were not really Rome. They made it the Jews themselves. Who came against Jesus? Was it Rome? Because he said, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But he was oppressed basically by the Pharisees and the Sadducees, his own people, Jewish people. When he was being convicted, Pontius Pilate said, I find no fault in the man. Let him go. Then they said in the book, this ain't real, then they said, but if you be a friend of this man, then you are an enemy of Caesar. Then it says Pilate thought about that. Well, I don't want to be caught up in that mess. So, okay, according to y'all, he washed his hands. Well, his blood ain't on my hands, his blood on y'all hands. And they like, well, whatever, his blood can be on our hands to this generation and that generation, our children's children, whatever, right? And Pilate let him go. So, according to the book, Rome was the oppressors, but Rome didn't crucify Jesus. According to the book, his own people did. His own people did. Look at the genius of that. And then one of the main books everybody loves in the Bible, written by the so-called Apostle Paul, is the book of Romans. Romans. And then you got a whole book named, or letter, named after the Caesar, Titus. Titus Flavius. Titus. Y'all, I'm just venting. I'm sitting here just venting on this stuff. I mean, it's like, I know I'm not making a whole lot of videos because I'm getting tired of, I'm just tired of dealing with the religious crap. I'm tired of having conversations with grown people and then they just bring up God. Well, you gotta do this because God, and God gonna work it out and God is gonna, at that point in the conversation, you have just lost me. You have lost me. Now I'm just quiet and letting you talk. I had somebody say, I'm gonna pray for you. I was on the phone, I'm gonna pray for you. And they said, did I say something wrong? I was like, whatever, You just, I'm thinking to myself, I'll pray for you. I don't, what is that? I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna think about you. That's all you basically, I'm gonna think about you while we on the phone. Because your prayer ain't going to work. The prayer is useless. It is useless, man. It's just, I won't see it in my lifetime. I will not see religion come to an end in my lifetime. And I know that. And people understand also that when you come out of religion, you live in a certain bondage in society to the religious. You do. Because if I wear this shirt in public, left is right, I left religion, that's right. If I wear my other shirt that says, won't he do it? No, he won't, you will. When you wear any type of shirt and you say something against religion, people look at you a certain way. If I want to go certain, I can't even wear the shirt. Why? Because where I'm going, everybody gonna be offended. Why? Because they know I don't believe in religion. But it's just so they can wear their Jesus shirts. But if I wear something like this, oh, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. When you go somewhere and they want to have a family prayer, oh, let's pray over dinner. I don't want to pray over dinner. I just want to eat. Because I didn't see no angels in that kitchen preparing the food. I didn't see no angels buying the food. So what are we praying for? What are we praying for? This person brought this, that person brought that, that person brought this. At what point? If God drop it out of the sky, he prepares the table before me in the presence of my enemies. When he prepares the table before me in the presence of my enemies, then we shall pray over the food. And then what we praying over it for, because if you deliver, don't need to be prayed over. You delivered it. Thanking him for food that we prepared. And everybody they want to thank God. Thanksgiving just passed, right? They want to thank God for the food, but complain how high the price of the turkey and the ham was. $48 for a ham. But then you go thank him for it later. You pissed that you paid the price for the food you bought, but you're going to sit there and hold hands and thank him and Jesus for spending your money for this food. Spending the money that you worked for, and complain about that too. Complain about having to get up, complain about having to work all day, complain about inflation, complain about everything, and then right at the whole hands and thank God for it. For what? Some people didn't even buy a turkey because they were so high. Thanking him for what? What did he do? Nothing. I go to functions and when they pray, I'll even hold hands. I ain't bowing my head and I ain't closing my eyes. I just be like, that's y'all thing. And most of them already know I ain't making waves with y'all, but I'm not doing that mess. What am I doing? What am I praying for? I know it's bull crap. Thanking God, you thank God for the house you got, and then complain about how high the mortgage is. You thank God for the vehicle you got, but complain about how high the car note is. Complain about how high the maintenance on it is. Complain about how high the insurance on that car is. Who gives you a gift that's a burden on you? How is it a gift to me if it becomes a burden? Don't give me a gift that's going to be a burden on me and that's going to take me under. Don't give me a house that I'm going to lose in foreclosure. What was the point? So you got me a house I couldn't pay for. I lived in for a little bit, then I had to lose it, move out, and go to something smaller because I couldn't keep up the gift that you got me. What sense does that make? But this is the world we live in. You got to be tortured by grown people talking this God crap, talking this going to heaven crap. Ain't no heaven, ain't no hell. All the people that have passed through this earth and that have been wronged. I mean, billions upon billions of people have passed through this earth, and a lot of them have been wronged. Why we don't see ghosts everywhere? And I mean, just not. They saw, you see a shadow. Who was a shadow? And then they go, we got nothing definitive. Not even the Holy Ghost is a solid ghost. Can we see a ghost? Can we talk to a ghost? I mean, nothing definitive. It's like every time somebody take a picture of Bigfoot, they got the cheapest flip phone and it's fuzzy. Why we can't get nobody one of these new phones? Can't get somebody with the Note, the Samsung Note 10. Somebody with the Samsung, the A21. Somebody with an iPhone 13 Pro. Why can't we get somebody with somebody with them cameras where you can see miles? Why we can't get somebody who can get a clear picture of this stuff? Everything fuzzy. Everything about God is fuzzy or not there. It's just annoying talking to grown people who keep talking about God. We was having a good conversation until you threw God in the mix. Something you can't prove, something that does not exist. Then I was talking about homosexual is not natural. And I'm like, hold up, well, what are we talking about what's not natural? Because I'm just saying, how are you going to say what's not natural? Oh, because you can't reproduce. Well, you got men and women today that can't reproduce. So what do you mean? I'm not saying I'm down with the the whole thing. Well, my point is this. I used to say when I was in religion, you don't see the animals doing homosexual things until I found out they do. Then I was like, I didn't know that when I was a Christian. Then I was saying that foolishness. So animals do homosexual things too? And even some animals are asexual. They switch they switch their gender. What the? So what is natural then? If somebody talk, oh nah, she like women because she ain't been with the right man. And as a man, I used to think that foolishness too. That's not true. Some women have never desired a man, never been with a man, and don't want to be with a man. And some men have never desired a woman and have never wanted to be with a woman. So what do we call that? In religion, we call that an abomination. But in the real world, we just call that, I guess it's just nature. It is what it is. So all I'm saying is I'm not trying to insult or promote anything here. I'm just telling you, I don't pay nobody bills, so whatever you do is what you do, and I have nothing to say about it. It is what it is. It's not what I'm about. I'm not stoning nobody for what they doing. And then you talk about being heterosexual and married and sleeping around. I'm just saying, Ain't my business. Not my business. Whatever people doing, they doing. They grow, they make their own decisions. I have nothing to do with it. Those opinions have nothing to do with me. But don't sit here and tell me what's natural when if the animal kingdom is doing it too, then what do we call it natural? Because a lot of things we say are based on religion. They are based on religion. So, look at how long we're talking. For an hour now. Just venting. Again, I get tired of hearing grown people talking about God. And I know in the comments people have said, well, I always say, older people, I'm not trying to convert people anyway, because if they stuck in it, they stuck in it. Whether they're young or they old. But I know the older people they get stuck in their ways, and they're not gonna learn, and they don't want to learn anything different. They're cool where they are, they fine with it, okay? But I'm not trying to convert older people. I'm not. Well, really, like I said, my channel is not for people who want to be converted. My channel is for people who are leaving religion. So if you think about leaving religion, then okay, then yeah, you could listen to my videos. But if you are religious, I doubt you went this far in the video anyway. And you're just gonna make a video about me. So whatever it might be. Anyway, y'all, I'm finished with this. I'm out of here. I did y'all a video. I still got to do a part 2 on another thing I'm working on. I'm just busy. I'm busy. That's all of it. I'm living life like everybody else. So I will see y'all on the next video. Please like the videos. Like the videos. Share them. Share them if you need to. Take clips from them, whatever. Do what you need to do. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.